There's a lawyer in your head. You never hired him. You can't fire him.
You can just sleep in.
And his only job is to make sure you lose. Lose the argument against your own alarm clock. He was working overtime this morning, wasn't he? You know that conversation you had with yourself? The one where you lost? Yeah, that one. Your alarm went off. And for the next, 5 minutes? 20? An hour? You entered negotiations. Not with another person. With the voice in your head. The one that sounds exactly like you, knows everything about you. But definitely, absolutely is not you. It's basically a lawyer you never hired, working overtime to ruin your life. And this morning, like every morning, the inner voice won. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets interesting. Once you understand what's actually happening in these negotiations, you'll never lose another one. Not because you'll become more disciplined. That's like bringing a knife to a psychological gunfight where your opponent doesn't actually exist, but because you'll finally see who's actually talking. Right now, as you're listening to this, that voice is already commenting. It's comparing. It's judging. It's deciding whether this will work for you. Can you hear it? That voice that just said, "What voice?" That's the voice.
You mean everybody has this?
Yeah, confirmative. But the problem with this voice, evolution gave us this thing to avoid saber-toothed tigers, legitimate threats, real danger. Now we use it to avoid Excel spreadsheets and to avoid getting out of our comfy beds like this morning. Your brain literally treats your morning workout like you're about to fight a prehistoric predator. When your alarm goes off, your brain responds like it's a bomb threat. DEFCON 1, a scheduled event we knew about, is happening. Every morning, this voice runs the same script. You're tired. You need more sleep. 5 more minutes won't hurt. You deserve rest. It's cold. The bed is warm. Tomorrow. And here's the absurd part. This voice wants you to have six-pack abs. It really does. But it also believes sit-ups are a violation of the Geneva Convention. The voice is not your life coach. It's a hostage negotiator working for your mattress. Watch this. It's fascinating what the voice doesn't negotiate about. When you need to pee at 3 a.m., the voice becomes Navy SEAL Team 6. Move, move, move. Mission critical. But at 7 a.m. when it's time to start your day, suddenly it's Socrates. But what is morning really? Is time even real? You drop your phone between the bed and the wall,
Seriously?
You become MacGyver. You'll dislocate your shoulder, use a coat hanger, a piece of dental floss, whatever it takes. But do 5 push-ups? That's impossible. You'll die. Imagine you're in a theater. On stage, there's an actor performing a one-person show called It's All So Dangerous. For years, you've been watching this show, listening, believing every word. But what if you just stopped watching, stopped listening? The actor keeps performing. Too tired, not ready, tomorrow. And you're sitting there realizing this is the worst show you've ever seen. If this voice was a Yelp review of your life, it would be 1 star. Too much effort required. Would not recommend existing. The exhaustion you feel when the alarm rings, that's not your body's truth. You've been unconscious for 8 hours. Your cells are restored. You're not tired. You're listening to a story about being tired. The voice has been telling you this story so long, you think it's the truth. It's not. It's fiction. You don't need to fight this voice. You can't win a fight with something made of thought. You don't need to silence it. It's been talking since you were born. You just need to stop taking it seriously. Taking advice from the voice in your head is like letting a drunk person tattoo a stickman on your arm. Seems reasonable at the time, but Here's what you do instead. It's stupidly simple. When the voice says, too tired, you think, nice try. When it says, 5 more minutes, you think, yeah, right. When it says tomorrow, you think, tomorrow is nothing but today's excuse. And then you move. 1 toe, 1 foot, you're up. The voice keeps talking, you keep moving. Every successful person you admire has the same voice, the exact same morning negotiation, the same internal lawyer trying to keep them in bed. The only difference, they stopped believing the voice was them. You're not undisciplined. You're just listening to a podcast produced by your fears, sponsored by your couch. It's like having a pessimistic roommate who never leaves. You can't evict them, but you don't have to take their advice. They can say the weather sucks while you go for a run. They can predict failure while you succeed. They can offer their 1-star Yelp reviews of existence while you live your actual life. If this voice was on a dating app, you'd block it immediately. But it's not on an app, it's in your head. And you've been swiping right on its terrible advice every morning. How much of your life have you lost to this voice? How many mornings sacrificed? How many dreams postponed? How many perfect days traded for 5 more minutes? All because you thought the voice was you. But it's not. It never was. You're the awareness behind the voice, the consciousness that hears it, the one who gets to choose. Tomorrow morning, your alarm will ring. The voice will start its performance. Same script, same drama, same comfort-seeking fear. But for the first time, you'll hear it for what it is. Just noise. Just an old program. Just a voice that was never yours. And then you'll do something revolutionary. You'll get up anyway.
What are you doing here? Go away!
Not because you're disciplined, not because you're motivated, but because you finally understand. The voice was never the boss. You are. You always were. You just forgot who was talking. So, who's talking in your head right now?